Alright. And in Genesis, Exodus chapter 2, Jonah was spat out of the whale. And as he did so, the whale's vomit full of nasty seaweed and plankton that smelled to high heaven. Noah caught wind of that and became instantly sick. And explosive diarrhea erupted from his anus, such as that as Moses when he smote the rock and water gushed forth, so was the diarrhea from Jonah.
Amen.
And as the diarrhea rolled forth, Satan could not take the stench, and so Zeus took over and smelled the stench, and all his people and all the gods in heaven started to diarrhea mercilessly. And as the hot, steaming, molten liquid flowed down Mount Olympus and buried Herculaneum in Pompeii in its steaming gases and hot, molten mud, Zeus killed everyone, and they died from the smell as it seared the flesh off their bones from its hot steaminess.
Glory be!
And after the disaster, Zeus gathered the diarrhea and planted and fertilized his crop with it.
The Garden of Eden.
And it became the Garden of Eden. And the tree of knowledge and good and evil came forth. But the evil was diarrhea in the smell of the Lord.
Pastor, tell us about Noah.
I'm getting there. So the diarrhea continued to roll steaming forward, and the people could not take the smell. And his death overcame them as their explosive diarrhea bursted forward and filled the land from end to end until it overflowed from the flat corners of the earth. Niagara Falls overflowed with diarrhea, and all the fish died from diarrhea. And the whale saw that what it had done was evil, and dragged himself from the land and beached himself to commit suicide, and grabbed a Jew who, because of their super long extra noses and extra super sense of smell, had smelled it. He picked up that Jew from his John Deere hind parts and put its butt cheeks to his head and blew his brains out through his blowhole, for the force of the diarrhea erupted was so much that the whale could not take it. And so, as Noah sailed across the flood of diarrhea for 40 days while diarrhea rained from the skies,
Glory be!
the bottom of his wooden ship started to rot, and the smell was such that all the animals inside got seasick, and the vomit overspilled the edges, and the ship began to sink in the middle of the diarrhea. So Noah, in grave danger, decided to throw out all the unicorns and dragons and mythical animals and Pegasuses so that the rest of the animals could be saved. Unfortunately, Pegasuses could fly, and as they vomited, it filled the ship up even more. So
Pastor, tell us about Moses.
So after all the animals started dying, he threw out all the dinosaurs. And Moses realized that Noah was going to die. So he took his staff in one hand, and as he was double duking, vomiting and diarrhea, he split the Red Sea of diarrhea, which was actually brown but slightly red because of the blood from the excessive abrasion suffered by the Jews and all the other people in their anuses. And without them, and so much toilet paper rubbed them raw that they was red with the blood. And so Moses divided the Red Sea, and Noah sailed his half-rotten ship of diarrhea and vomit into the mountain, and all the animals collapsed, gasping for oxygen. But there was none to be had, for nitrogen had covered the earth, and people were dying. So,
Amen.
the good Lord invented Lysol, and from that day forward, it was sprayed without hesitation across all the land. Hallelujah! Amen!
Glory be, Pastor. Glory be. Oh my God. That was so hole.